Hello everyone, welcome to the Reaper Podcast. I am your host, John Reaper. You notice my voice is kind of a little weird. It's just been dry. So, yeah, I hope it doesn't, sound weird. But yeah, I don't know why. I might be losing my voice or something, I don't know. But there's been a lot of things going on, so I'll have to get through them with you guys. Next week, I'm going to try to see if Nico can come back on. He's doing good, by the way. He's doing great. House is okay. He just got power on, I think, last week or so, or the other week. But he just got power on. So now he's trying to get internet on so he can come on the podcast and stuff like that. So the thing is, it really sucks for people down there. And, you know, now I guess another hurricane developed. It's heading for the Caribbean. It's been one thing after another, and it's like, wow. I mean, it's hurricane season after all, but man, it just sucks. So a lot of things have been happening lately. Of course, with the other thing I mentioned, and the possible nuclear disarmament. It's, man, I'm sitting there watching the numbers each week, and it's dwindling down, and it's, wow. I just cannot wait, man. I mean, come on. We're halfway through the damn game. You know, who knows, you know, what those chapters on the other side contains. This is the brilliant thing. I mean, it's so brilliant to have a brick wall, you know. Ever since Robert Peeler tweeted out, I mean, it was just weird. The way he tweeted out, he was tweeting nuclear bombs from, like, the museum. And somebody said something. I think somebody asked him if it was the right condition for disarmament. He goes, actually, yes, it is. And that's when we've been struggling with nuclear disarmament, because it's been hectic, okay? It's been hectic. You know, the servers are in the right condition. All we need to do is hit 0. That's all we need to do. And at least keep it that way. I mean, who knows? It might be another roadblock, meaning, like, you have to keep the nukes at 0 at all times so you can finish the game. There's a thing about that. I mean, what if we get nuclear disarmament complete and we get chapter 3, but people start building nukes again, and then boom, another brick wall. I don't know why I did that. That's weird. Another brick wall of nuclear disarmament. It's that kind of wonder that sucks, you know. You just gotta think about it. Really think about it, you guys. You know, we gotta keep the nukes at 0. You know, at least until we know for sure the game is done. You know, keep them at completely 0, and if you know, when we actually finish the game, you know, to be honest, I would like for it to keep being 0. You know, because that is Mr. Kojima's goal through this, was the data mine stuff. I mean, come on. After Ground Zeroes comes out, you know, people just data mine the shit out of Ground Zeroes. And Kojima probably put in this to prevent hackers getting all the way through the game. You know, they're like, we need to figure out something. And this is something, and it's weird because it's never been done before. So I'm pretty excited. I've leaked a bunch of info on Twitter of the stuff I've had. Now, the info that I leaked, I think it was last Saturday night. These stuff that I've been holding on to for a long time, and it was before the Phantom Pain came out. I mean, some of the stuff I had was like even like way before Phantom Pain came out, and I think it was when Phantom Pain was a standalone game. It wasn't a Metal Gear game, and it's been very, very interesting, you know, and it's very awesome, to say the least, that, you know, to get to work with people, you know, to get this thing down, you know, Xbox One people, man, you guys have it. I don't understand, Xbox One people. Why can't you just, you know, you're only like 100 or so away. I think the last time I checked, it was like 300. But you are the least amount of people. You guys can work together, get it done, show us. You know, that's what I've been rooting for Xbox One. I am a PS4. I own 2 PS4s, one for the studio and for my work, and one for my personal use. And I own an Xbox One for the studio. And I've been thinking about getting Metal Gear. I've been thinking about getting Metal Gear for the Xbox One. But it's been, you know, and working on Disarmament, which, you know, I would need to be down in the studio to do that, which would be awesome if I could make videos, you know, of me doing that on the Xbox One. But like I said, I would have to buy a copy. It's been awesome experience doing Metal Gear. So there's only that. Some of the stuff people are actually coming on and be like, oh, that's fake, and it's like, no, that's not fake, man. Why would that be fake? How could that be actual fake? You know, there's no damn way. You know, some of the shit, like, when everybody was trying to figure out, you know, because, like, Kojima came out and it was like, oh, it's chapters. There's chapters in this. And they're like, okay, how many chapters in this? And there's been, like, false chapters or whatever. There's just one picture of somebody. I don't know who. Somebody took a picture on a PC of it, and it looked like, you know, all the chapters. And what's funny is everybody would get chapter 2 wrong. It'd be totally something else. Or chapter 3, they would get chapter 3 wrong. Chapter 3 would be some ridiculous thing or whatever, and it'd be wrong. And they would get it wrong. This thing had chapter 3 pegged down as peace. Chapter 3, peace. Chapter 2, revenge or race, or something like that. I think 1 was race and 2 was revenge or something like that. I don't know. It's been a while since I did the chapters. It's just, you look at that and you're like, right there. You know, nobody knows where it came from. I did my research on it a while back, and it was because somebody said that that's the chapters, like they were supposedly from Konami that leaked it out. And then, boom, he disappeared. There was nothing ever came of it. So everybody considered him to be fake. You know, what is fake? I condemned Del Taco member because some of the stuff he said was completely fake. Was, you know, it was funny because he was pegging Death Stranding to be like this thing and this and that. And it's like, what? You know, I kind of believed him, but then he went on to other shit. That sounded like, wait a minute, this don't even sound the same. So I've asked questions, and he kind of dodged him. He dodged some of the most pinpoint ones that I wanted answered. And I'm like, this guy's a fake, is a fraud. Supposedly he calls Del Toro Del Taco because it's an inside joke because of how he smells. I'm like, really? Really? No, that's not. What? You know, supposedly Del Toro is working with Hideo. What's funny is news came out that he said the reason why he did the modeling for Del Toro is somebody else could do the motion capture for him and voice acting because he knows Del Toro is a very busy guy. So he went ahead and got all that out of the way. And I'm like, yeah, that guy's a fucking liar. You know, I mean, like, I know you guys would be like, well, you don't believe Kojima about splitting and Metal Gear and all that. It's like, well, yeah, but, you know, that does make sense because Del Toro is working on films and TV series. He's working with people. Why would he just be working with Hideo? I mean, think about it. It's a lot of shit to process. You know, you have to filter in your head which one's lies, which one's fake, or which one's real, which one's not real, which is lies, which is truth. You have to filter this shit out. You know, you have to have a filter because you know the lies would get mixed up with the truth, or the truth would be thrown out. You know, so. I mean, that's how my mind process works. I haven't really been doing any theory videos because I really just don't want to rehash stuff. You know, I'm slowly working and getting stuff together so that I can put it out in a nice, neat video. Of course, you guys know my theory that Venom is still alive somewhere. Or, you know, the whole Venom's still alive somewhere, or Big Boss is still alive somewhere, and the whole Solid Snake thing. I mean, you know. Come on, you guys gotta know that I think that shit. But I've always clumped that shit together. You know, just throw it in a quick video. I thought about doing separate videos for this stuff. Doing one video that explains the theory of Venom being alive. Let me give a quick rundown for you guys have not seen my theory videos. The reason why I believe that Venom could still be alive, okay, see, let's say Metal Gear 2 and 4. Metal Gear 2 and in Metal Gear Solid 4 is the real big boss. That is a genuine, I should say, real big boss there. Now, so we got that straight. Okay. The last text at the end of Metal Gear says that I am not dead. I will get my revenge or whatever, you know. And most people would argue and be like, "Oh, that's the real big boss saying that," and blah 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 blah. But the thing is, why would Big Boss send him? And I think the reason why Big Boss had Solid Snake change frequency was he probably, because it was just weird that how you picked up that antenna booster or whatever. Snake picked up that. I mean, this is before the whole codec shit. I mean, codec didn't really happen until what? Metal Gear Solid? Yeah. That's why nobody could hear his radio contact or whatever. You know. But it's, you know, it's very possible that Venom could have hijacked Solid's signal from the radio and tell them to switch over to this frequency because that's Venom's frequency. And and jam out. I mean, because like he was talking about it was jamming out their signal. I mean, who we know, the further we went into outer heaven, that the signal got fucking jammed up. Like, you couldn't hear the original Big Boss anymore, you know. But you hear all the other stuff, you know, all the other people, you know. I don't know. I mean, that's my theory, is that he switched over Snake's radio, and he's like, okay, and then he kind of blocks out, you know, Big Boss. So Big Boss like, what the fuck is going on? You know, because I don't know, it's just weird. That's all. It's just weird. And then when it came out that, oh my God, that's Big Boss, you know, supposedly, you know, he's probably like, shit, and got the fuck out of there, you know. And then his shit's ruined, so he's like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to do my own thing, go back to what I was doing. And then the U.S. is like, oh, by the way, we need to go there because we think Big Boss is still alive. So it fucks all that shit up. So he's like, what the fuck? Leave me alone, people. But, and that he's still alive somewhere, just waiting us out, you know. That he said he swore to get his revenge. Well, he kind of waited for some reason, you know. I believe he would come out after the Patriots, you know, were gone. Because, you know, I don't know. But in a way, it goes into, that kind of part goes into my theory of Big Boss still being alive. Because what if, because, you know, the whole rumor in number 2, Metal Gear 2, was that Big Boss is a cyborg. You know, and it's like, wait a minute, you know, the original Big Boss ain't the cyborg. You know, so he, you know, Venom could be Big Boss in Metal Gear 2, and Metal Gear Solid 4. You know, and that the real Big Boss is just out there waiting, you know, and sent, I mean, because, like, they had, like, Venom's DNA and shit, and to wait until they're gone, because he knew, like, they would, like, use that Fox Eye shit, you know. And, of course, that's what really happened, you know. They used the Fox Eye vaccine, or not vaccine, but, and we know there's a Fox Eye vaccine somewhere. Ocelot fucking has, either Ocelot or Liquid demanded it, but I think Ocelot said he had it. He had the Fox Eye vaccine, which is why Ocelot wasn't dead, because he already had the vaccine. He had already been vaccinated. Well, that's why they stuck Solid with another dose, you know, because, you know, it's like, fuck, you know, Solid came in contact with Ocelot yet again, and nothing. They didn't die. And then Metal Gear Solid 4 comes around, and they're like, okay, we need to pump him for, you know, more shit. That way he fucking gets him. Boom. And then, of course, at the end of Metal Gear Solid 4, he succumbs to Fox Eye. Go figure, right? So, I mean, if you really think about shit, you know, just think about in your head, you know, how the Patriots AI system works and stuff, you know. And it's just, you know, they use patterns and random and shit, you know, yeah. But the thing is, what, you know, if they were getting ready for the AI system and Metal Gear Solid V, Abandoned Pain, what's, you know, what, I mean, think about it. When was the time that the Patriots AI system went fucking berserk? Which I still hold my theory that the AI in, you know, in the Mamopod has something to do with it. Because it's like, everybody fucking goes wild over this, that, and this, that, and they look at the Gray Fox theory and shit. But then, all of a sudden, everyone forgets that little fucking bit apart in Strangelove's audio recording that we have the tape to. We have the fucking tape to. Okay? We have the tape to. And the fucking audio recording says, I put an egg inside you, a code that when somebody cracks it, your will be unstoppable or something like that. I mean, come on, a code in the AI. What the fuck is that code? How do you fucking crack that egg? What the fuck do you do? I mean, and it could be like a hint towards nuclear disarmament, you know, because I just thought that up. You know, it could be like a hint towards it when somebody cracks it, you know, when, but it's somebody, not some people or whatever. It's just, it's something to think about. Why is it still left there? That's something that was never originally there. You know, and that mother base is never changing besides the color you change it and the posters. What else? What else there that doesn't change? You know, Slaptus was there and it's gone now. And then the mammal pod's right there. The mammal pod's the only thing that hasn't left. There's a reason that damn thing hasn't left. And somebody actually did a video of going back to it, because I mean, people, they've been updating shit. And you go back to it and shoot it, and I guess there's no words. I haven't done it, but apparently there's like nothing coming out of it. So I don't know what's going on. It's just it's freaky. So I don't know. I really don't know. But I mean, I went off topic. Sorry, but that's the theory that Big Boss is still alive, because if you actually look at the license plate in Metal Gear, you know, the troop ending, it's the same license plate and the same bike that Eva has. I mean, and the thing is, this shit could all be picked out. I mean, if you actually go through Metal Gear Solid V: The Phantom Pain, not only is a recreation of Peace Walker in every single bit of the way, except for you can visit your base and you can actually click what's to do in the FOB system and shit. But little bit of stuff is hinted towards the Solid Snake timeline, you know, like Liquid, the Metal Gear. I can't pronounce his name right, so I'm just gonna call it the Metal Gear whatever, the Metal Gear Skull. I'll call it. That thing looks like Rex. Okay, that thing looks like Rex when it's in its hunched over mode. Has a railgun and everything. It has like a flamethrower thing where its PP is. You know, it's supposed to be the legs are on Rex. It has like the fucking AI thing that's a radome. I mean, how the fuck do you go from that? You know, it should be going from that to Rex. How the fuck do you go from that to junky hunkas of shit in Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2? And don't fucking tell me, oh, no, that's because it's got to be retcon. No. Hideo Kojima knew this shit. You know, he didn't just fucking forget about it and go, oh, shit, I have to retcon this shit. Fuck. No, he didn't forget about it. He knows exactly what the fuck's he doing. To me, I think it's a VR simulation. It's a fucking VR simulation. I don't know who, but that theory has been popped up, and they're like, automatically they're like Gray Fox. No. What if it's not? Okay? Let's put Gray Fox on the table, but fucking leave it. Leave it on the table. Don't fucking pick it up. Don't fucking wave it around. Leave it. Okay? If you look at Metal Gear Solid 4, if you actually go in depth of Solid, of his feelings and emotions, through the codec calls, the whole entire time, he's been struggling with death. He's been struggling with, I mean, like, he didn't say a fucking word. Like, he said stuff. He mentioned Big Boss and shit like that in Metal Gear 1. I don't know about 2, you know. But in Metal Gear Solid 4, in MGS4, throughout the whole thing, even in a codec call, he's pretty much just trying to wrap his mind around Big Boss. Why did Big Boss betray his unit like that? You know, even go this far. I mean, like, the old Solid Snake, I know, like, if he wasn't thinking about Big Boss and shit, if it was the Solid Snake from Metal Gear 1, or Metal Gear Solid 1 and Metal Gear 2, he wouldn't even question Naomi. He would be like, fuck that bitch, you know, she's the enemy. You know, we can't focus on that now. No, he was questioning it. He goes, why did she betray us and then, you know, do this shit? Why? There has to be a reason. It's because he's thinking about Big Boss. Throughout Metal Gear Solid 4, it's always been the theme of Big Boss. I mean, of course, Metal Gear Solid 2, or Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2, kinda? Not really. But Big Boss is a major part of the theme in Metal Gear Solid 4. So you gotta kind of think that. Like, you know, that's his father and his unit, his commander. You know, why? He was thinking, why in the hell did he betray us? Why in the fuck? I mean, of course, all these years, he's thinking about it now because he's old and he's, like, dying because of the rapid aging shit. And I'm like, you know, it's hard to watch because he's really thinking about shit. Not only is he thinking about the mission and Liquid and all that shit, he's thinking about Big Boss going through, you know, even, I mean, towards the beginning, towards the game, and then at the end. At the end, he's standing at Big Boss's grave. Everybody thought it was like Gray Fox. You know, why would he be standing at Gray Fox's grave? No, he's standing at Big Boss's grave because he's still trying to remember. And what's even more weird is that he was trying to commit suicide on Big Boss's grave, saluting him and just getting ready to ex-nay himself, you know, until he couldn't do it. And everybody's like, well, until Big Boss comes in. No, he couldn't physically fucking do it. He couldn't bring himself to kill himself. And then here walks whatever, you know. It's a thing that a lot of people, like, I want to believe that Solid is pretty much the embodiment of the boss's will, you know. He's pretty much just this thing. And I watched the theory video of the Ocelot being the boss's will, and that he's pretty much just using everybody to do this shit and to create what the boss wanted. No. I'm sorry. I can't believe that because Ocelot is such a double-crossing motherfucker. You know, he had no fucking clue that the boss was his mother. You know, the Patriots probably fucking erased that from existence, you know. It's implied. I mean, to me, it's implied because, you know, she said the Russian counterpart of the, not the Patriots, but the philosophers took the baby. And it's like, you know, that's what's implied because Ocelot's like, you know, the same age as he would have been then, and he's Russian, and he likes Western shit and stuff like that. And it's like, well, you don't even know, you know. And it's implied in the comic books or whatnot. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, it's like implied so much. Like, there's not a shred of evidence. There is no evidence of that shit, you know. I mean, usually when it's implied, there's fucking evidence comes later on to back it up. But there's neither, you know. I mean, of course, he said, I am Liquid's doppelganger, and you are his, at the end of Metal Gear Solid 4, which is weird. I am Liquid's doppelganger, meaning he was the Phantom of Liquid. And then you're his. I don't know if he's talking about Big Boss or the Venom Big Boss or whatever. You know. It's just, I don't know. I don't know this shit. You know, it boggles my mind. But, and another thing I want to make clear is that Miller in Metal Gear Solid at the supposedly the truth ending, which is not, that Miller said he would support Venom and the Sons. Okay, Ocelot supports the real Big Boss. Where the fuck was Ocelot in Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2? Where in the fuck was Miller? Oh wait, Miller left Diamond Dogs and went over the fucking thing and was in Foxhound Unit, run by no other than Big Boss himself. Think about that one, you guys. Why the fuck would he do that? He was a training instructor for Foxhound. I mean, think about it. It's like he gave up on Venom and on everybody even before shit went down. Or Venom is not true. Venom is not true. Venom ain't real. It could be the VR theory, meaning that in a scenario, I mean, like I said, little tidbits in Metal Gear Solid V, The Phantom Pain, it has you pegging different stuff you find in Metal Gear Solid 4. The damn license plate and the motorcycle at the end is the exact same fucking bike and license plate. And they fucking, you know, and it's genius because in Metal Gear Solid 4, you had to look at the bike for some damn reason. And it's a real world bike, you know, and name and all that. And they do that shit with other shit, you know, like the Sony phones and this and that, you know, the cameras, and it's like, woo, whoop-de-doo. But the thing is that the Metal Gear, it's funny how those two, it shows that same fucking bikes. The jackets are almost the same, close to Eva and what Big Boss is wearing. You know, it's shit like that. You know, the Metal Gear looking like Rex, Eli, no fucking Solid to be found, heard, or whatever. You know, Ocelot's there. Miller, of course, is there because he's the instructor. Emmerich is there because of, you know, Hal and them. D-Dog. Well, actually, I don't know why D-Dog would be there. I mean, he's like the mascot, but... Well, of course, you know, he looks like a wolf, Alaskan Husky, which is what Solid Snake mushed, you know. You have the Phantom, or you have... You have Mantis, you know. Just different shit, okay? There's different shit that I picked out. You know, and what gets me is it's just a fucking high definition recreation of Peace Walker. Just more shit you can do, and it's free roam. The whole fucking armored tank shit. You know, I mean, think about it. Think about it. You can replay shit over and over and over. You can do the same thing with this, and you can continue the game. You know, it's... I don't know. And then, of course, the other shit that I forgot to mention. The other shit I leaked out was, like, words, which was data mined. It was data mined. I don't know from where. I cannot remember. But it was data mined. Just like the same shit that was data mined that was talking about Battle Gear. You know, stuff I've been pulling out of my ass for you guys. I actually got called troll. I mean, me and this guy were good now, but he actually, he was like, can I DM you? Or he DM me, you know, and he was like, dude, are you a troll? Why would you be doing this? Or are you leaking stuff out? And I go, no, I'm not a troll. And that's why I put it out there, because I don't want people to think I'm a troll. No, this is the info I've got and collected. When I see shit, I fucking save it. And then when I see shit before the game was released, I had seen it and I fucking just went, okay, I'm taking this shit and I'm downloading it, and then I'll filter through it, and whichever, you know, shit I delete. And that's what I did. I deleted some of the shit that's, I'm like, okay, that's fake, that's fake, that's fake. And I kept the shit. Now I'm like, boom, that has to be real. No, I'm not leaking shit. I'm not involved with, as much as I would like to be, I would love to be involved with Konami. I would love for, you know, Konami sent me shit, you know, or Hideo, you know, or Kojima Productions, and get paid for shit. I would love that. So, you know, Konami, Kojima Productions, if you're listening, come on, man. You know, but no. As much as I would love to, no. That's the one thing I could throw out, is that I do not work for Konami or Kojima Productions yet. If they so come to me and say, hey, you want a job? I'll be like, yeah, sure. And they'll be like, dude, you can't be doing this. I'll be like, okay, cool. You know, and it's like, whatever secrets I've been kept, I'm going to keep until I'm allowed to say otherwise. You know, if somebody comes to me with a secret and says, you can't tell nobody, I'm like, cool, I'm not going to tell nobody. And then they come, you know, later on down the road, they go like, hey, okay, you can go ahead and say this or this and that. And I'll be like, okay, cool. And then I'll go ahead and say this or that. You know, I'm not going to sit there and fuck around with this shit, you know. That's how business is. You got to have secrets. That's how you keep friends. You keep friends' secrets. So, and a lot of stuff that I went back to try to find it, and I cannot find it. I know it's there. He deleted one tweet that I took a picture of, because he put like Kojima Productions, Konami, and all that. He's like, what if Kojima's breaking the fifth wall? And this was before E3. And then he made another thing is, what if Kojima's pulling out because we all found out the truth of what Death Stranding is? So he needs to pull out and time to prepare. And that's what he fucking did. He pulled out, dude. There was shit you could tell was missing. The lore music, there was supposed to be a fucking third song that was supposed to be played in the Death Stranding trailer at E3. I mean, Ludens and T-shirts and shit were there. Why in the fuck would they be there if Death Stranding wasn't there? It was there, okay? Hideo was actually there at the Sony press conference, but he was in the audience. He was watching it. And then somebody actually said he was sitting next to him and actually, or either sitting next to him or saw where he was, that before it ended, I think it was before Spider-Man came on, he actually got up and left. Okay, why would he get up and leave? And then, like, because, I mean, it's funny because the words that out of Sony's mouth, dude, that was Death Stranding fucking right on. A new company and an awesome title for Sony and this and that. And it's like, dude, that's Death Stranding. Holy shit. No, Spider-Man. It's like, we already knew Spider-Man was coming out. What the fuck? You know, it's that. It's this, you know, it's exciting. But anyway, I've been on this rant for far too long. Sorry for cutting this short, you guys. I really don't feel like ranting or anything, but we have to get nuclear disarmament. So, guys, please, nuclear disarmament, alright? Get that shit. let's get this going. I am eventually, once I get done shopping for Christmas, because that's what I'm doing right now, I'm holding off on buying shit for now and focusing on buying. I gotta buy my son's birthday, which is coming up in November, and my Christmas. I gotta buy Christmas for everyone. I've already bought Christmas, a couple things. That's pretty much it. So I gotta keep going and buy. As soon as I get done buying Christmas, I'm actually going to move on and buy shit. So, but Assassin's Creed's coming out next month. Origins, have not pre-ordered it yet, but I'm gonna stop buying Christmas for a little bit and pre-order that bitch when it gets a little bit closer, so I can have a little bit more money. Once that's pre-ordered, I have to be focused on stuff. I do want Call of Duty, but I can't get it until I'm done. I'm way behind on shit. Because this studio is actually what broke me, amongst other things. So So next week I'm gonna try to get the preacher Peter. I forget his last name. I'm gonna try to get him on there. We're gonna be talking about horror games, mainly Silent Hill. Because I've been playing Silent Hill and diving into the lore and everything else. So we're going to get him on there, and we're going to see if Nico comes on, because I know Nico's a big Silent Hill fan. So we're going to try to get him back on here. And it's just been real crazy. So that'll be for next week. The other thing I want to get out there is the Diamond Dogs update, the Diamond Dogs Project update. Guys, the script, as of right now, what's left of the script, it seems incomplete, but it's probably going to be completed, or it probably will seem like that. But the Kingdom of Flies short movie project, whatever, the script has already been written, done, and translated to English. I've actually have a copy, and actually we'll be going through the copy. All I have to do is get a hold of the director and see what he wants us to do. If he wants to start recording on voice acting right away, because as of right now we have no animation, because we stopped looking for SFM creators, which is Source Filmmaker creators. We stopped doing that. So guys, it's very exciting and I cannot wait. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time on another podcast. See ya.